Hello, hello, and welcome to Simulacra Studios presents Trinity Continuum Aeon ASIYAH. I lied in my outro. We're still in remote mode. It's
It's my
fine.
fault.
It's fine. Things happen. No one is to blame. I am your humble story guide, Scott. My pronouns are he, him. These are my awesome players. Their information is on the screen and in the notes. When last we left our psychic super soldiers, the internet cut out and we couldn't finish what we were doing. But what we were doing was we were back on the ASIYAH, still in the orbital dock, reconnecting with ship, asking some questions. You guys pretty much asked all the questions that you wanted to, and you are still about half a week away from the premiere performance of Blue Nebula, where you are scheduled to meet backstage after the show with your prospective clients whose identities still remain a mystery. Let's just kind of go around and say, like, what's one thing you guys want to do while you're still up on the ship before you guys head back down to Pearl City? Let's start with Alex.
While we were on the ship, before we go back down to Pearl City, I am going to try to find my way to that locked room and
Uh,
take a gander.
sure, yeah, absolutely. You have like the location notes and the data. And since the ship does not have its internal reconfiguration abilities, it has remained where it was. And yeah, you see what looks like kind of a standard wall panel that has recently had some poking around at. Um, there's been some, like, you can see where um, some sort of like sealant has been like peeled and picked away to see that there is an actual hatch in there. There is an access port that has been kind of revealed through some sort of like solvent being applied to this like very large reinforced patch of sealant. But yeah, there is still like no, other than this port that has like data connections. There does not seem to be any mechanism by which to open the door.
Well, I think you know what I'm going to do.
I think I do.
I am going to try to use access the port to figure out what its baseline capabilities are, and if it has that, open this door.
Sure thing. Go ahead and make a technokinesis roll. There is going to be a level 2 complication on this roll.
Well, I got 4 successes. Well, four successes. So hopefully that is enough.
Okay, yeah, that is definitely enough to access the machine and find the open function. Like, you feel yourself sort of like slipping past levels of encryption and countermeasures. And I'm assuming you'd like to buy off the complication as well because you
Yes.
have the hits to do so.
Oh yes, I want to buy.
Yeah, you do kind of like, you identify you there was kind of a tripwire in this that apparently whatever kind of like quantum computing is going on here is smart enough to recognize that you're not accessing it in the standard way, and it would have sent a command signal to the communication system, but you block that off. And yeah, you give the command to access, and the panel starts to creak and groan. You kind of have to like give it a little bit of physical assistance to kind of get past like some of the like the remnants of the sealant that are still gumming up the works. But you see, like, it's not like a full doorway; it's more like a hatch in the wall. So like, so there's like some space above and below it. So you can't just walk in. You'd actually have to kind of like crawl in, and you see a chamber beyond it that it appears to have like some sources of lighting there, but they're all very low. So it's fairly difficult to kind of make out what it is from out in the hallway.
Can I light it more? Oh, actually, hang on a sec. Quick. can I've never really used that power, but can I turn on my EM sight to which is the first level of photokinesis uh,
Absolutely.
to try to basically I'm just trying to see into the room using night vision, by which I mean whatever's going on in there
Sure.
electricity wise.
Uh, yeah, I mean, you do see that there are like a couple of like, you're able to make it out. It's all like electronic lighting. It's just set to very dim levels. Um, uh, from what you can tell, like all the lights in this room, all the lighting fixtures in this room are like in traditional sconces rather than like panels or like kind of more in concept. So it looks like it's designed to be lit as though by firelight.
Huh.
Um, Very strange. And yeah, you can sort of see a nightlight. You see kind of an outline of things, and just based on the outline of like the things that are in the room, if you didn't know better, you'd say you were looking at some sort of chapel.
Huh.
And there are pews, like three different rows of pews, going up an aisle, and there definitely appears to be like some sort of altar, um, that with your EM sight you can tell there is actually a fairly decent amount of emanation of energy emanation coming from.
I don't see anything that looks like brain bioelectrical signals or anything like that in here, do I?
No, you don't detect any bioelectrical signals.
Well, through the hatch.
So are you going in through yourself, or are you contacting any of your allies who are still here on the ship?
Are we in the do you generally keep us in telepathy in the link?
You want to be?
Yeah, I probably would have asked to discreetly, but and so
Okay.
yeah, if we're in the link, I do go over the link, be like, hey, hey, that room that Shell told us about, it looks like a chapel, and I'm gonna go in there. So I guess if you don't hear back from me or hear screaming, come get me.
All right. Well, when she says that, I'm just gonna douse the room. I'm just
Okay.
gonna go focus sense on the room and go be. And I'll just be there.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. So you're coming in remotely.
Yeah, I'll just walk in. I'll just go in remotely.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
in my room.
Give me a dowsing roll, actually. There is a level 2 complication on this roll.
Very good. I got just enough to buy off the complications, so I only
Okay.
got. So I will get rebuffed by it, I assume.
Okay. No, so you're able to so do you use the power and not buy off the complication?
No, I'll choose if I sense that there's like something trying to rebuff me from that room. I'm not.
There's not something trying to rebuff you.
Okay.
Like that's not what's involved.
I can only buy off one point of the complication.
Okay, noted. So yeah, if you want to go in there, so basically when you go in, you're there, but your perceptions are kind of skewed. It's like someone's holding a magnet up to your CRT, like to a CRT.
Oh,
And so like yeah, your perceptions are just kind of like warped. Um, and like you're not even actually able to kind of like tell what the source of the disruption is. But you're in the room and you're seeing what's there.
ugh.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. Vega and Damian, are you guys heading to the little hallway where Alex is?
Yep.
Or are you doing other
Yeah,
stuff?
I'm gonna head to that hallway.
Okay.
I'm not gonna probably go in because I can jump in,
Sure.
if needed. Uh,
What about Vega? What are you doing?
I'm gonna go to the hallway and kind of just like hover near in case like if she wants to do this on her own, I'm gonna respect it. But if it looks like she might need some help, I will
All right.
be an
All right.
idiot
So
and
you're
barge
hanging
in.
out. You're hanging outside. Asher is kind of coming in remotely.
Yep.
All right. So Alex,
Just as I'm squishing through.
yeah, you crawl your way in, and you kind of you let your eyes adjust a little bit. You still have the EM sight going up, so it's helping you kind of adjust. And yeah, it's sort of like as your eyes start to adjust and as you sort of like lean on your EM sight, yeah, this is a chapel of some sort. At least it's designed as such. What are you focusing on? What are you trying, where are you trying to do? Because you can tell that there's like, you got these sconces on the walls, you've got these pews. You can kind of tell that there's things in the walls, like objects seem to be like in the walls or hanging from the walls, but there's not a lot of light in those areas, so it's hard to make out. And then you've got this central altar with a lot of energy kind of pumping out of it.
Does that energy pumping out of it feel, I've been around enough weird Novatech stuff that works differently and feels kind of strange to me. Does it seem like that kind of stuff, or does it seem like something else?
Not immediately, but you know that you could probably get some more information with your with a subquantum sense activation from your
I do that.
quantikinesis.
I
Yeah,
do.
go ahead and roll me your subquantum sense.
Is that a regular attunement roll, or is it a?
Yeah, it's a regular attunement. Well, it's a
Or
it's a
is it not?
psi plus quantikinesis
Yeah, okay,
roll.
that's what I couldn't remember. Cool. Guess I could look it up. It's right there. That is only one success.
Only one success. That is still enough to activate the power. And it goes in sort of conjunction with your EM site. It does kind of clarify things. And yes, there is a source of quantum energy in that altar. But it's not like crazy output, so that you don't think that there is anything corrupted in it. It's just a source of quanta.
I do say that over the link. Can I have brought a flashlight since I knew I was going to be investigating someplace weird?
Sure.
Yeah, I turn that on and check out before I go check out the altar. I shine it on whatever's in the walls, whatever these objects you can see.
Yeah. You kind of shine it on one side of the wall, and you see like it's a very traditional sense of like medium style armor, in very much the D&D sense, but it looks like it's made out of like modern materials, like polymers and like synth leather, and like definitely like very very like future forward alloys and whatnot, but the style is very medieval. On the other wall, you see a very medieval looking but still made of modern material broadsword. And then there's sort of on each side of the walls you see the best way to describe it is kind of knickknacks, just little like icons and like very traditional kind of medieval church looking things like votive candles and little icons of things. But yeah, that's what you see on the walls.
Do I see any like iconography that I recognize? I mean, I grew up, at in Asher's church, so I definitely recognize symbols of Christianity, and I'm pretty smart, so I might know some other stuff from our world. Do I see anything familiar like that, like this religious symbol?
Give me a humanities roll, and
Hell yeah.
you will have one level of enhancement on this roll. And to give the game away, you can also add your Aeon path specialty die.
Can I help with that humanities roll since I'm pseudo?
Yeah, you can if you want to. You can make it, but you do not gain the benefits that
That's
Alex
all right.
does.
That is four successes plus the we said it was one enhancement.
Yeah.
Yep, so that's five.
So,
Great. All right.
yeah, she doesn't need any help. You swing your flashlight up to the center, where you see kind of like where one would have a crucifix in a traditional Christian church. There is like a heraldic shield, and it doesn't immediately scream Aeon to you because it doesn't have like the traditional trident, like psi symbol. But what it looks like is the Nova Age Aeon Society symbol, but morphed into kind of like a knightly order heraldic symbol. Like it evolved into a different path
Ah.
rather than what the Earth-based Aeon
Gotcha.
did. So it's same route, went a different way, and it is like a big shield hanging up on the wall.
I take a picture of that and the armor and the sword and over the link. I was like, I mean, you might want to come in here and check this out with me. It's I
Yeah, it's
think
pretty weird.
it became a religion for the people who left. Um, and also there's something that might be Novatech or related in the altar, or at least some kind of quantum things happening there. I'd love some help looking at.
Yeah, yeah, it's really uncomfortable to look at like this, I will say.
Yeah, and
Okey-dokey.
when Alex kind of gets closer to the altar and the shield, that is definitely like the source of the disruption that you're getting in your clairsentience.
I do take a look to see if there's any, you know how the backs of pews have those little the holders for Bibles and hymnals. I do take a look to see if there's anything, any books or anything with text I can see in here.
There
As I'm making-
are books, but when you like pick one up and examine them, they're more like it's an e-reader that is shaped like a book. So like you open it up and it has like a single page that you open to and it has a screen in it.
I'm going to hold on to that and to take a look at at a later
So
time.
Alex and Damian, are you guys coming in with her?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, when you guys come in, it's as I described. You guys can have light sources if you want to examine all the things that you want to examine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd offer to turn the lights up more, and I can if you like, but I don't know. I kind of like the
Yeah, you think you can turn the lights up?
Huh?
Like you can like with your technokinesis, you could interact with like the lighting systems. Or maybe there's a switch here somewhere, you know.
It probably is, but
I think I'll look for a mundane switch.
Okay. Yeah, you after a little bit of poking around, you find you find a light switch panel, and you turn it up, and it is very much the effect of fake firelight coming from an electric source, but it bathes the room in illumination, and you can all see everything.
Real Knights Templar stuff going on here.
Fancy.
Are
right.
you Asher, are you staying non-physical, or are you coming?
I'll have
Go-
walked
go-
over up while we were
Meander.
stuff.
Yeah, cool.
Ah, okay, that's better to look at without the lens flare. That's great. Oh,
I wonder why it was sealed off. This is so interesting.
oh. No, I got nothing.
Wonder when it was sealed off. Oh yeah, that's why I wanted to ask you to come here. Can you do the Clairsentient thing where you check out where you find out information about objects very much? I don't remember. Oh, sorry. Is that not-
Oh, no, I'm real shit at it.
Okay. Yeah,
Real
I
shit.
seen you do that. Okay.
I
You
can
you could boost it, but
well, even at the pout, like I could try a boosted psychometry to try to do like I guess locational memory, but even then, psychometry for some reason only does anything in like days.
yeah,
Like
it
Gotcha.
can be
in
limited.
days until you get to like forking timelines
Yeah.
and stuff. So it would be difficult, but I could try.
Okay.
I mean, well,
You know what?
we're in a walled up chapel in the middle of a mysterious alien ship, and there's a broadsword hanging on the wall. I mean, you can't tell me you're not curious about that.
Oh yeah, so
It's
Scott,
not
I'm
a
just gonna
mysterious
try to.
alien. It's not a mysterious alien ship. It's a Nova ship.
You're right. We found it somewhere very strange, but
Yeah.
it is still made by us. Well, yeah.
I'm gonna try psychometry, and we'll just kind of freestyle it,
Okay.
and we'll see what happens.
Okay. What are you using psychometry on?
Let's go to the location of the chapel itself.
Okay, just the
because I
room,
feel like
in
some-
general.
Yeah. We'll just see what we can end up getting away with. All right. Could be worse. Can we burn momentum for automatic successes?
Yeah, you can make an
Sure.
automatic success. That'd be
Oh,
two.
no. I already got 3.
Okay.
For
So you can burn it for enhancement.
That's what I mean. Sorry. Yes. Burn it for enhancement.
Okay, yeah, you can burn a total of 2 right now if you wanted to.
I would love to burn 2 for enhancement, putting me at 5,
5. Okay.
which would activate pretty much any level of,
Mm-hmm.
any level of psychometry, I guess. So I'm gonna do more of a locational memory and see how far back I can push it and see what I can find.
You did it.
So yeah, you push your senses back and you get a sense of, many days of unchanging imagery, and you get this sense of like elongated stretching of time. Like this has been this way for quite some time, like well past like what you guys have conjectured, how long the ship has been in operation. You just sort of get the sense that this room has just sort of been here waiting. And you just sort of get an impression like maybe since the ship was constructed.
Well, it's part of the original construction, probably, because what else could it be? And it's just kind of been here the whole time.
Like not
Touched.
in use.
Doesn't feel like it.
Huh. I poke my head back out and take a look at the now ruined, but maybe there's still some remnants left of what was around the chipping around the hatch. I'm trying to look and see if that looks like it was like a fairly recent patch job that was done, or if it looks like that was something that was there for a long time as well.
No, that looks like it's been there for a long time.
You have molecular scanning, right, Murph?
I do actually.
Do you think you could do a quick check to see if the materials in here are the same as the materials out there?
Yes.
Psi plus quantikinesis. So you're in quantikinesis mode.
That is 2 successes.
Yeah, you scan out. Yeah, it seems like all of this is made out of the same materials, the same kind of time of construction. It seems to have like a similar integrity.
Cool.
With the exception of whatever the fuck is in that altar.
That
is-
I say that
What
exactly the way you said it and start toward the altar.
Yeah, well, whatever's in there is exceptionally different from everything else around it.
I don't suppose there's anything biological in here aside from us.
No, nothing biological.
Okay.
Even like the leather on the armor and the sword, like the scabbard is synthetic leather.
Okay.
I feel like we're walking up to the damn Ark of the Covenant here.
Right.
Little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Interrupted to me. It just feels, Nova.
I won't make you roll for it. You can pull a similar trick of interfacing with the locking mechanism on the altar, as you did with the hatch. Just you're doing it with your electrokinesis. And yeah, sort of 2 panels kind of separate and slide away. And then all of you feel the intense power of quantum energy, of like something that is sort of resting in a little indentation, kind of in the middle of the altar. It is sort of a fist-sized crystalline object that seems to kind of have an inner fire to it, very intense, like plasma white fire. And they're sort of etched in crimson is the sign of a firebird. It's kind of etched all around the crystal, and it is just pulsing with pure energy.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, it doesn't
No,
feel.
it's
It doesn't.
bad.
It feels bad, but not like. It has that very sense of like this is a uncorrupted quantum source. It does not feel like the worst thing ever, like you want to claw your eyes out, but it is definitely not the gas you guys are cooking with.
Mhm.
Oh,
Does it feel like this is a system with information, like an information kind of system, like more Novatech or something I could tap into, or just
Yeah,
feel like something
you
more raw?
you try and touch it with your technokinesis. Nah.
Yep.
You do not get the sense of this bears any data. You definitely feel like your photokinesis tells you more, in that this is power.
Hmm.
That's very interesting. I put it back in the altar and start closing it back up, at least for now.
Yeah, containing that's probably good. I mean, that's the hell of a power source.
Yeah.
Sitting here for a reason, waiting for something. So
If someone wants to give me a technology roll.
I would like to give
Yep.
you a roll.
I will jump on that roll too.
Nothing. I got nothing.
Oh yeah, I do have technology.
Too busy dry heaving in the corner.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3. Sort of aberrant die for fun.
Got 3.
Okay.
Oh wait, actually, I would imagine a reverse engineering or a lightning calculator probably don't apply.
Reverse engineering would apply.
In that case, I got
Fudge. It's 8 or above, isn't it?
Yes.
Fudge. 1.
Okay.
5.
Okay. Damian, as Alex is kind of like packing this away and you kind of are giving the room another look, your eye is attracted to first the armor and then the broadsword. And you give them a second look and you realize that there is kind of like a socket or an indentation in each of them that would fit that crystal.
Oh, fuck.
Alex, you kind of like piggyback off of what Damian notices. You see him looking at it, and then your mind goes back to like when you've been poking around this ship, and you've seen other indentations and sockets like that. You've seen one in like the primary engine system. You've seen one in the primary shield battery and armor system, and you've seen one in kind of like the main weapons console.
Huh. On second thought, I think I would like to talk to Ship about this because I don't know what it does with those things, but
Might be the keys to the Cadillac, huh?
yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
it certainly feels like a power source of some kind, a very potent one. Might be able to help us. Well,
It might help us push the ship without, causing,
Yep.
fatigue
Damage.
to it.
yeah,
Or damaging it.
or fixing the damage we've already done.
I mean, since it's a huge power source, that would make a lot of sense. So, well, that's good. Yeah, let's ask Ship about it then.
Every part of me that's reckless really wants to shove it into one of those sockets. And I point at the armor and
You want me to do it?
Do
no, I
not.
don't want to risk it getting stuck or damaged or in any way depleted until we figure out what it is, what it does, and if it's okay to use it.
Fair.
But
Yeah, if it's a one-shot deal,
yeah, I don't want to power
put it in the gun and the sword.
And also, again, somebody hit it here for a reason. So maybe there's maybe there's a purpose for which this is intended that might also meet our needs at some point. Just considering.
All right. So, what are you doing with the crystal? Are you leaving it in the altar? Are you taking it with you?
I'm actually going to try to take a picture of it if I can.
Okay. Yeah, you take a picture of it.
Show that to Chip. Without because it seems to be making none of us really like the way it feels to.
No, it doesn't feel great. Okay.
Feels
Yeah.
icky.
So are you guys gonna like go back and talk to Ship?
Yep.
Yeah. I will say that like if any of you try and like talk to Ship here or have Ship come in here, get no response.
Interesting.
Not good.
Yeah, so you guys like head out and like go to like an ancillary chamber and call for Ship, and they show up. Yes. Oh, what can I help you with?
Found a weird thing.
A weird thing, and we were wondering if you knew what kind of thing this is, and I bring up the picture I just took of the crystal.
I'm unfamiliar with the object. But they kind of point out the insignia. I do recognize that.
What's that?
That is the sigil of the Ascendant. The being you would know as Divismal.
I see.
Interesting. Well, we found it in a locked away chamber.
Ah, yes, the one we were speaking of. I still find no record of such a thing and cannot access anything in that location.
It's a church.
It was built when the ship was
Hmm.
built. Is that right?
Seems right.
Yeah.
I have no knowledge or recollection of such a thing.
I imagine it may have been one of the things that had to be removed it for
That is
safety
entirely
reasons.
likely.
That's
Because if it's in terms of evidence of big issues, I find someone somewhere would be upset about this, I'm sure.
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
also you mentioned
most-
not wanting things to fall into enemy hands, and this thing feels powerful. I can bring it out for you to look at if you like.
Certainly, yeah. If you wish, you can put it into he kind of brings up a location of like a workshop area that ship can examine things in. That's a lot of like manipulator arms and doodads that it can physically interact with things with.
Overlaying like, yeah, we already trust him on our opnet.
Yeah, screw it. Yeah, let's just.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go back and retrieve it, and I imagine we're probably doing this just in the hallway outside, basically, and we'll bring it back out and bring it to that workroom.
Okay. He says, I imagine this may take me some time. This, from what I can tell already, this is an incredibly complicated piece of technology. So if you don't mind, I'll start taking a looking at it, and I'll get back to you
Okay.
when I know something.
Awesome.
Works
Wow.
for me.
Good job, Alex.
All right. Does anyone else want to do anything on the ship before you guys head back down?
Yeah, I was gonna do something. I was going to, at some point before we leave, I was going to just douse for someone for a Quantikinetic. Like,
Okay.
since we're off, I figure off planet would be a little easier than on.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. Well, you're just looking for a Quantikinetic.
A person who has the primary aptitude of quantikinesis.
Okay.
Not primary, but I do have some.
Yeah.
That's why I said the primary.
Primary. Gotcha.
I already know them.
Oh yeah, well it's like, oh yeah, like everyone with an auxiliary mode, I'd get like 10,000 hits,
There is a level 3 complication on this roll.
That makes sense. Psycholocation. Okay. I got 4.
Okay, so that would give you 1 success to play with if you wanted to buy off the complication.
I do.
Oh, I have to look. What is what range are you operating at right now?
Actually, I'll probably be at I'll probably be at big range, like all the way out range.
Okay. Right. So yeah, buying off that complication means that you just so happen to hit a time when unlike 99% of all the other times, all the quantikinetics in the systems have their cycloak activated.
Right.
You get a kind of brief glimmer, not necessarily on the edge of your perception, but on the edge of the system, like out in the Oort cloud. But like as you're kind of like trying to focus on it, it goes away.
That's all I needed. Fantastic.
What about Damian or Vega? You guys doing anything before you head down to the city?
Not that I can really think of. I gave Ship their gifts last time
Yeah,
and set them
absolutely.
up for funsies.
Yeah, and they've set them up in this little workshop area where they have like arms and things that
Aw,
they can play with them.
that makes me so happy. I can't even.
Okay. What about Vega? Nothing. Okay. All right. Okay. So, you guys have a are you guys taking the Starlight down again, or taking? Is that what how you guys are moving back and forth? Or did y'all portal? I think y'all portaled up
I
here
think we
last time.
portaled.
Yeah. So y'all can portal back again if you want.
Yeah, we'll have to take the Damian Express down.
Bloop. Yeah, and you guys get some back into your suite down in Pearl City, on the shoreline level. And you guys still have like a couple of days before the big show. Anything that anyone would want to try and take care of before the show happens
Reading
and
my
you're meeting
Bible.
with the clients?
Oh,
Or are you
wait,
just gonna tourist around?
I want to get into that the e-breeder I took.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to sort of use your abilities to access it. Unfortunately, it is blank. There is no data in it.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it is. You can tell that it is designed to hold like many thousands of books worth of information in it, but it is currently lacking any information. Anybody else getting up to anything in the city?
Getting turned.
Getting turned? Yeah, I mean, yeah, y'all can
There's-
tourist around
Sure.
and get party until the show, if that's what you guys want to do.
Yeah, get party. Just sort of hanging out. I'm totally not occasionally hovering over my phone, hoping to hear from somebody.
Yeah,
but-
you do not get a call back from your
Yep.
brother.
all good.
He did mention that he was about a week's time. He could get some leave,
Right.
but you have yet to receive a phone call or a message from
Right.
him.
So yeah, party, enjoying self, enjoying good food.
Mm-hmm. Are y'all being I mean specifically Damian, but the rest of y'all like living the Scion life, reaping the
No.
the joys of a positive reputation?
No.
I'm reaping the joys of a positive
Okay, yeah,
reputation for once
absolutely.
in my life. So
The joys of a hanger-on of a positive reputation.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, given having a public Scion in your party certainly opens a lot of doors and gets into a lot of fun parties.
Now there is something we could do. We could check out, but it would be kind of like some lowdown stuff. We could go try to find the bubble. We could go try to find the black market and see what nonsense is there.
Yeah. I mean,
Eh?
oh,
I
I'd
mean,
love to add to our
Trouble?
I'm down.
All
Look,
right.
I mean, if people are not gonna exactly like get upsetty spaghetti at me as a Scion for being curious about something, right? Right. There we go.
All right.
Going on
Someone
patrol.
wants to give me a larceny roll to try and hit the black markets and such.
I feel like I know someone who would be really good at that.
You know, a couple of us that are actually really good at it.
I only got 2, so if anybody else wants to.
Okay. You want to give it a shot, Damian?
Yep.
I mean,
try.
I'll still try, but
That is 4 successes.
4 successes. Yeah. So the two of you working together, kind of sort of track down the criminal element. You ping Avery real bit, and you kind of find out that the bubble is not currently in operation. It is in the process of moving from the site that they've just decommissioned to the new site, but you do get a lead on it from the and like you think that you can you kind of know where it'll be when it opens back up in a couple of days. But yeah, so you guys reached the night of your meet, the night of the big premiere of Blue Nebula show. You guys like the passes that you guys have been gifted are not like full backstage passes like that you could go backstage and like be on stage for the performance, but you can get access to the backstage areas after the show. The show is in it's premiering in that first really big arena that you guys first saw Anime AOK in. So it's like one of the bigger, more like, you know, many hundreds of thousands of, not hundreds of thousands, but many thousands of people can be in this arena. And it's different. The setup is almost entirely different. There's no like waivers or anything. There's there's like there doesn't appear to be any kind of like interactive dancing or anything. This is much more of a going to a concert type. And you guys remember that one of the kind of big rumors is that this premiere performance is going to involve like the breakup song that everyone's been expecting to come from Kelpie and the sound guy from Anime AOK. Everyone's kind of expecting that, but no one knows for sure that that's what's going to be. So when the performance starts, it's just kind of big empty space that everyone's just kind of like milling around. There's holographic projections of like a combination of like surface of water and star field. Like it's very ambiguous. Like, is this a reflection or is this like an ocean in space? Like the imagery kind of fluctuates every now and then. And then amongst the crowd, holographic projections of people starts to appear. And as you like kind of get close to, like you select one of them to get close to, you see kind of like this halo image around them of their surroundings. And it's people having conversations. Very like, you know, casual conversations for the most part. Some of them seem sort of private, intense. But it's all kind of in a very stilted way. Like it's not like two people face to face having a conversation. It's like video files being traded amongst each other, and you can as you get closer and listen closer, those imagery kind of resolves, and you see on one side you see someone who's very clearly in like somewhere on Earth, and then on the other side it's someone who's on one of the extrasolar colonies. Like there's an alien landscape, or you know, like clearly they're in kind of like a prefab building, something that indicates that these are conversations that are happening over the course of over many light years, as like opnet transfers and what are going on. Someone wants to give me a humanities roll.
Can I go humanities intellect?
Sure.
Yes.
No, there was oh, that's painful. I know nothing.
That's 3.
Okay. You're able to like listening to context clues. These are old. These are from the era before the Upea Disropa. And so you are somewhat not surprised when all of a sudden they stop and the room goes pretty much dark. And there's kind of this projection of words in many different languages. It says part 2 drafts. There was no part 1 listed. And very sparsely, one-sided Earth-based conversations are played. And it's very much these conversations are very much like talking into the void, because everyone knows that they're not going to get a response from these. Like they're like storing up diary entries of what I'm going to say to you when I can talk to you again. And this kind of goes on sporadically, place by place. And it's sudden, but it could be easy to miss when an entire section of the room just goes dark and stays dark. If anyone wants to give me a humanities roll.
Yes.
Really wish I had humanities right now.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Well, we get a momentum. I got
Okay. Yeah, you're not able to sort of piece it together, but just like, yeah, that little pocket goes dark and stays dark. And then once again, very suddenly, the other halves of the conversation come back. And there's words surrounding you, part 3 recontact. And it's slow at first, but goes up in speed as all of these sort of conversations start coming up. And, all of that sort of like ennui and desperation and just like sadness from all the drafts are replaced by joy at these people talking to their friends once again, except for that one little section where there is occasionally a message that comes in from off colony that does not get a response. And then you kind of piece together that, oh, that's France. And sort of as the messages kind of peter out, Damian, you hear a voice. And it's not like a telepathic voice. It's like an audible voice that none of the rest of you hear. And it's just a voice that says, it's not your fault. And the rest of the imagery sort of peters out a little bit. It kind of continues to kind of go down in the background, but the audio fades out, and then the video fades out, and you're just still in this empty room. And there's just like this beat and this pause. And then the room goes fucking crazy with the lights and the sound as the breakup storm starts to play. The kind of in a parody of how Anime AOK did it, like the main stage descends from the ceiling once again, but this time it gets like very close to the ground. And you see Kelpie kind of out on the stage. You see holographic projections of her. And as she starts singing, the song is not my kink is not my kink is karma. But it's very much along those lines. Damian, you recognize that voice you heard was Kelpie's.
Whoa.
And it kind of gets to a middle part of the song, and she kind of comes out on the lip of the stage, like mic in hand, very glam in her outfit, very cute, even with her aquatic modifications. And she says, "All right, everybody, thank you for attending the premiere of our project Recontact and my fuck you for cheating on me song. One night only, just for the premiere, we have a special surprise. We have a special guest here to help make this performance the best that we've ever done. Everyone, I want you to welcome to the stage my sister-in-law, off on leave from assignment, Fleet Admiral Miranda Summers." And a woman just sort of like bedecked in like the latest of fashion with Legion tattoos full on her face, kind of comes out, and she like grabs the mic from her, like pulls the mic over a second and says, "Everybody hold on to your butts." And she raises her hands, and everyone around feels like a wave of telekinetic presence lift the entire audience up into the air. And like you all just like have this kind of like buoyancy. And like you see Kelpie kind of like trust floats back into the audience, and lights from everywhere like slam into her, and you kind of lose track of her for a second. And then holographic images of her just split into like dozens and dozens of copies with her, so that every group of people has like her dancing with them. As like this massive drum solo, and you see like images of the drummer, who's this very like stocky guy who also has aquatic modifications, but he looks more shark-like. Like does this like Danny Carey, Neil Peart kind of big ass drum solo.
Nice.
And then all of the images of her just kind of recoalesce for the final chorus, and the song kind of ends in a big bombastic fuck you. And just everyone loses their fucking minds.
Oh yeah.
It
Like we're
really,
losing our fucking minds.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and so that's kind of how the performance goes. It takes a while for everybody to kind of calm down from that, and eventually the people start to head out, and you guys' passes, a little like light doodad activates on them, letting you know that you can now make your way to the backstage.
It's our cue.
Woo! That was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. You all recognize that Legionnaire.
Wanted to know.
Is she the one whose communicator I do have, in fact?
Yes, you do have her illicit digits.
Aha!
Oops.
She was the one who very kindly ignored the fact that you should have had your ship inspected when you
Oops.
came back to the Sol system. But yeah, you guys make your way backstage.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
This will be fun.
Yeah, so Avery intercepts you like when you're about to go back, and says like, yeah, we're going back to meet, and yeah,
All right.
gonna meet the clients.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
And you kind of make your way through some winding corridors, back to what is very clearly the green room, where waiting for you is the members of Blue Nebula. It should not be a surprise to anyone.
No,
I laid it on
it's
pretty
It's
thick.
not. It's really not.
I laid it on pretty thick.
Yep.
I will ask, like, so do you guys want us to pretend to be surprised, or?
Kelpie kind of laughs, and she's like halfway out of her get up, and she's like, no, we figured you were intelligent enough to pick up the breadcrumbs. Please have a seat, have a drink. We've got about half our rider left to go through here.
Don't mind if I do.
Honestly, I'm so well. First of all, fantastic to meet you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Awesome,
Thank you.
fantastic show. Wow. Second, really glad it was a personal thing, actually, because I had much more geopolitical machinations going on in my head for the job. So yeah.
Well, okay. So the first part, yes, the little precursor job. Yes, that was personal. And also we wanted to see what you could do. We wanted to see your chops, and you performed with flying colors. And she turns to you, Damian, and says, I hope you weren't too affected by the first part of the performance. It wasn't a slam on the UPO.
No.
It was just something that we all
No.
went through, and we've been wanting to put it into our performance for a while.
Thank you for what you said and for that right now, both.
Yeah.
I thought it was very tasteful.
Yeah, no, we're not trying to point the finger at anyone. It's just,
No,
thing
just
that
sad.
happened.
Just a sad thing that happened.
But
It was something that we all knew was going to be a byproduct of what happened.
Yeah. I mean, I know me and most of my friends have a lot of trust and faith in the Psi orders, and that includes the UPL.
Thank you.
So, all right, yeah. So I guess you guys are probably pretty curious about what kind of job a couple of pop stars have for you.
Less so,
Spit-
given who was present for the uplifting part of the show.
Yeah, she had to get back to duty. It was very very hard to convince her to come in for the show, but if you can get someone with her power to literally uplift the audience, then
Yeah.
You should see what happens when she throws a ship.
I've seen the vids. I'm sure it's more impressive in person.
She did tell you. Oh,
And she's so yeah. Actually, I'm gonna pass it to my creative partner here. It's really more of he's got more of an eye on it. I'm fully on board with the plan, but it's really more of his brainchild. And you guys see kind of the drummer sitting there. He's got like a towel over his kind of sharky head. And it's clear that he's like poured a couple of water bottles over himself, so he's glistening. There is also a third person, like who's like kind of on in the bound area. It's a very like kind of like nondescript, squat looking woman with um, kind of just like a gray hoodie over her, and she's just kind of like chilling in the back. She's got sunglasses on, looking very hard not to be noticed. But it is not unimpossible to
No.
notice her, so you do see her, but she's not talking. She's not drawing attention to herself. And yeah, the drummer, whose name is Chomps, says like, so what we guys want you to do is hopefully redress a great wrong that our society is perpetuating. We believe we believe in reaching the brightest future that we can, and it's the anima ethic that comes through collaboration, cooperation, communication, sharing art, and getting people together to create things. And there are kids out there, there are youth, people who have bright ideas, and people who are the future of their worlds that we are not being allowed to talk to. We have, and primarily I'm talking about the kin. They are supposedly our allies, but all of our communication is filtered through our governments, through, at best through Aeon, but we are firewalled on a societal level. We cannot talk to them. We cannot communicate with them. We cannot share our art with them. And this is intolerable. How are we going to be an allied species? How are we going to go into the future with our allies if we can't talk to them? If it's always filtered through this like haze of diplomacy and secrecy and untrust. So we have been working on a project for a while. We've been hired a lot of like cultural consultants. We've talked with some of the diplomats up on Luna, and we have put together what we believe is a bang project that will be appealing to the youth of the kin based on what we know of them. We don't know a lot because they won't tell us anything about them.
Mhm.
And it's going to convey the message of, we're here, we know you're there, and we want to talk. We want to get together. We want to make art together. We want to hear your art and your music, and we want to show you ours. So what we need from you guys, I mean, we've tried to do this through official channels, but we've been blocked every single fucking time at every single level that we can. So fuck it, we ball and do this criminal style. We want you to go to Kin and find a place to play our music and like get into their networks and distribute the recordings as far as you can, so that the youth of their world here's what we have to offer, and then let it come back. Maybe the kids won't tolerate this shit anymore after they hear what we've got, and then we can start actually talking Like the people who are going to live in the future are going to be able to like start talking and shaping it across the stars. That's our plan, man. That's our plan. That's what we want you guys to do. Are you guys down? Are you guys fucking down?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty down actually. That sounds
But yeah.
also, I mean, in terms of like jobs to do, the odds of getting shot on this one far lower than some of the ones we've done recently.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like both the governments of both the worlds are like hard set against this. I would say that you actually have a pretty good chance of getting shot, man.
I was gonna say the same thing. We probably have
Let
a
me
high
live in the
chance
world
of it
where
here.
this is safer.
Getting
Just
shot
let me
for
live
No.
in
a little
safer.
less.
No. We're not gonna fuck around with a world of illusions here. That said, I have absolutely no objections to encouraging young people to, you know, expand their horizons and rebel a little bit. So
Also, we're already in the shitter. Like we're
I'm
already.
in.
What
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
are they gonna do? Disavow us more?
I mean, yeah, man, we've looked into like you guys' situation. It's a little shady, but you know,
Yeah.
nothing too bad's come up on your record. Like, this is like, like we kind of told your fixer, man. This is a whole new kind of illegal. This is like international like catastrophe potentially. Like if this goes wrong, then I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know,
an
man. But
interstellar diplomatic incident. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. We've talked about it. We've talked about it, and we're fucking willing to go, man. We're willing to take this risk.
Well, I feel like, yeah, I am down with this. I feel like we all are kind of down. Like this sounds like a great idea. If not, like I mean, like great in the magnitude sense. This is insane.
Yeah.
Like this is an insane thing to do and try. I feel like we might need to do a little research though, but to see if this is even a possibility because we're clever, but there's only so many hurdles that we could squeeze our way through and around.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We've got like all of our background research, and like just so you know, like we're throwing some money towards this, but we've been running like secret crowdfunders for fucking like a year now. So like all the like this is almost like the entire planet's worth of like bang heads and anima fans. Like everyone that we trust has
Donated to this
has been
in some
donated
way.
it. So like you've got a big operating budget, you guys got a huge, like an absolutely like good salary, absolutely. So we're going to take care of you guys. So absolutely anything that we can give you to help research and prepare. Like there's no hard timeline on this thing either. It's just like we just want to get it done,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't figure there would be a hard timeline on it because this is definitely the kind of a project that you're gonna have to weigh over and sometimes pull triggers quicker than you might think you have to if an opportunity arises. So
And speaking of which, we have got a resource on hand that I think is going to be really, really important.
Okay.
It's a resource that we kind of have to play pretty fast and loose with. They can't be available all the time. And he kind of points to the young woman kind of sitting on the edge of the couch. This is ringing bells of the evening. And she kind of stands up and waves to you. And she pulls her hoodie back. And when she does, it changes from this like very nondescript human person to what you guys recognize as a kin biosuit.
Hell
Oh.
yes.
Well, that makes things a little different. That's fantastic.
And
Pleasure.
she
Fantastic to meet you.
says, yes, yes. I am very willing to help with this project. I believe in the cause of Blue Nebula. I believe that my peers would I've been helping them craft the project. I believe my peers will accept this, at least some ways. And I believe this will be key to a positive change and improving relations on a long term between our people. My parent is what is the phrase, human phrase, pig-headed fool.
Yes.
Yeah.
That old story.
That-
Ours too.
Yeah, we get that keenly.
Yes, currently they are currently the main diplomat assigned to Earth from my people. And I have I fought long and hard to come with him when he was assigned here, so that I could see what Earth is like and learn of what those my age here are like, because as they mentioned, we know nothing. Back home, we know nothing of anything but what is sent from your government and filtered through our government, which is next to nothing. They do not wish to inform the people at large, and especially not the young, about what Earth is like.
Hmm.
So I believe in this, and I will do what I can to help you. My time away from the embassy is very limited.
Obviously.
I must be actually need to be going fairly soon. But if you have any questions before I have to leave, then I would hope that you would ask them of me now.
Ah.
This is very sudden. If you wish to learn more before you know what you do not know, that is fine.
Yes.
I just wanted to give you the opportunity before I have to leave you. I have a method of communication with Blue Nebula, and we can arrange meetings through them.
I think that would be the better route to go. We don't want to waste your limited time here right now. And I think it would be better if we have more effectively examined the questions that we need to ask, so that
There's a lot of logistical questions.
Yes,
I think
indeed.
getting there will be its own bit
Yes,
of a
yes.
I have provided. I have had many conversations with Chomps and Blue Nebula about my homeworld, and they have recorded much of it. You are certainly
Excellent.
willing to review. But yes, I actually do need to be going.
course.
My shuttle is waiting for me to take me back to Luna. And she bows to each of you, and then morphs back. The suit morphs back into a human form. Anyone like to roll culture for me real quick?
Yeah. Can intellect apply, or should I do something?
Yeah, intellect can apply.
Got 4.
I got 2.
Pin biosuits that look exactly like a human is huge. That is a capability that to date you had like maybe some like super spy people know about it, but they've never shown the capability to mimic a human.
We can't tell anyone about that ever.
Nope.
Ever. Like
That's going over our little link, I think.
Mhm.
Nope.
Oh, yeah,
Nope.
yeah,
We
it's like
absolutely
that.
cannot ever speak about this.
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, if we're gonna work for these folks, we can't just like shit all over their trust.
Nope.
But the implication there is that the kin may be more deeply infiltrated into human society than
100%.
Of course,
That
yeah.
doesn't make me nervous at all.
But it's like everyone be spying. I'd be spying. Like I could spy
Everyone would
right
be
now.
spying. We'd be spying. They'd be spying, but they are definitely spying clearly much more than we ever expected that they could be.
Well, yeah, they're better. They're probably a little better at it than. I mean, that we can't really easily pretend to be them. I guess.
maybe a biokinetic could, but
Yeah, maybe. That would take a lot of adjustment. Like that would take a lot to get used to. Your squid body.
Yeah. So we are I guess everybody down for, running a information and governmental blockade, because that's what we're doing.
I feel like this one, like even if we were to get caught and get in like kind of trouble for this, I feel like this isn't the put you in a cage forever kind of crime, but maybe it is.
I'm
I'm gonna try. Good.
No, I don't know, but well, they do make some persuasive points, and
Ooh, let's see what Ship has to say about it.
Yeah. I'm assuming you guys are doing this all over the mental lake.
Yeah, real
yes.
fast.
Yes.
If you could hand over like the information,
Yeah, absolutely.
the cultural
please.
information.
Chomps comes over to you and hands you like a thick data pad. It's like, this is what we got, man. And then he puts like a fishy arm on your shoulder, Asher, and says, something to think about, man. If we really want to take this thing to the fucking limit, we could train you up, man. We could show you the ways. We could make this a fucking Muzzian show.
Maybe in my next life. But I've had a couple already, so yeah, never know.
Yep.
All right.
Help me
You know-
We've had to reinvent ourselves a few times. That's what he means. So
Okay. I didn't know if that was like a real thing.
it's all good.
Oh, that's right. No. We're not immortal. We're not immortal.
Oh,
We're not
okay.
functionally immortal.
Cool.
No.
Cool.
No, my
All right.
mind is not an ancient being that's been meat swapping. No. I've reinvented myself a few times. Yes, exactly as Damian said.
All right, man. Well, anytime, I don't know if you've ever been to a Muzzian show, but it's like a fucking
Oh yeah, and I can network too, so you guys would lose your damn minds. All right.
yeah.
boy.
All right. Well, yeah, you guys look out. We've got some post-show interviews to go doing.
Absolutely. Don't let us keep
So,
you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, look into the file. We'll be in touch.
We will
But
be.
yeah, we're gonna fucking change the world. We're gonna change the galaxy together.
Goddamn right we are.
One way or another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they kind of Avery kind of leads you guys out of the green room and back out of the venue. And he
Yeah.
says, "What did I fucking tell you?"
yeah, I
Oh,
don't think any of us
Jesus,
expected
man.
that. That was not.
I did not expect that.
Couldn't have guessed.
No.
Not if you gave me okay, I could have, but it would have been very annoying and I would have had to be wrong like 17 times first.
At
So
least.
Yeah. I have never done anything on a fucking like intergalactic political level. So my expertise is pretty limited here, guys.
yeah, thanks. We can kind of take the research and stuff from here.
Yeah.
You've done more than enough getting us in the door.
Cool, man. Cool. Well, I mean, my cut's gonna be fucking insane.
Enjoy. That's what I was about to say. Enjoy
Yeah.
just enjoy the cut. Like
I
just
can
have
imagine that
fun.
the finder's fee alone for this must have been insane for
yeah,
you,
yeah,
Avery.
it's pretty good. It's pretty fucking good. I'm
And,
so
hey.
glad you messaged me when you did.
Well, it's been a pleasure getting to work with you again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's
Don't worry. If this gets spicy, we don't know yet.
standard
Hope so.
operating procedure, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you guys have that suite. It's part of the contract now that you guys have signed on board. So you guys like have that suite on indefinite level.
Okay.
So feel free to chill out down there. I know you guys got your place up in orbit. That's cool too. Yeah, regular check-ins. I'll get you
Absolutely.
guys set up with that, and we'll get moving forward. I mean, you certainly don't want to let this one slip before it pops off.
No.
No.
All right,
No,
guys.
but we also don't want to jump too early and
Sure,
let this
sure,
opportunity get fucked up by that.
Absolutely, guys. All right. Well, I'm here for you if there's anything I can do for you.
Thank you.
But you guys are going to uncharted territory.
Yeah.
So it would seem.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. So you guys head back to your suite, or what are you guys getting up to?
But finally, when we're all alone, finally, and we're in like the elevator, I just finally say, "This is so cool! This is so cool!" Okay. Whew.
Don't say I never take y'all anywhere fun.
I don't think
Never
we've ever
said
said that.
I've never said that. Have I? Maybe if I don't remember it, that's okay too. Yeah. Wow. All right. So we need to learn as much as we can about like rules and regs, I guess, about how.
Yeah.
this is even like how this communication, how people go there, how they come back. I mean, I just
It's
are we even will their government even just allow us down there if we aren't like, yeah, we'll have to look it up.
we're going to get creative. I think that's part of what this research is for. That's part of what passing messages through Blue Nebula is going to have to be for.
Knowing a diplomat's
Um,
spring will definitely help, but yes, we'll probably have to get kind of creative.
Yeah.
Well, we have a large number of people to call on if at all necessary, but we can we'll figure it out once we know how big of a wall this is.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, we should definitely also give this info to Ship. They could probably do a really like the broad analysis on it.
Yeah. I
Relatively
think that
fast.
we're all going to need a copy of it, and then Ship
Yeah.
needs their own.
I'll just put it on our local server.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you guys start get split up the data into your individual copies. Probably want to handle the data transfer up to Ship in person because you don't want
Oh
this
yeah,
going
Yeah.
out of the
you don't want that
AuntNet.
going across the wire.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll fast forward briefly to the next morning. You guys, it was a pretty intense show in and of itself, and you guys are kind of hyped and wired, so it takes a little bit to get to sleep. Damian, you cannot help but note that you have yet to get hear from your brother.
Did you mention to us you were
Yeah.
getting in touch with him?
Yes. I believe I did. Did I?
Well, if you intended to, I'll assume you did.
I'm pretty sure that.
Okay, well, in that case, if we haven't
Yeah.
heard,
Yes, I did. I have
Okay, cool.
mentioned it because I let you all know that, I was in contact with him before, that I was hoping to see him at some point. Since we're
well,
on
let me
Earth.
well, if you haven't, well, in that case, I'll ask if you had heard.
Yeah. He said that he was going to be here at some point, like that he was getting leave within the week, but
Well, see where he is. But where is Damian's brother right
Give me a dowsing roll.
Yeah.
now? 7 successes.
Jesus.
That is way more uh way more than the complications and difficulty that I was going to throw at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are able to sift through. You have the telltale signs of having to push through uh Clairsentient blocking BioWare. And you see you locate him in a facility still within the blight zone, so there's like a little bit of quantum interference as well. And he is in a cell. Looks like a cell in a prison.
Brother's in a jail cell. Probably in the brig.
What?
Brother's in the brig. I had to do some hard looking. I can get a look around kind of while I'm here.
Look around.
Okie dokie. Activating focus sensing.
Okay. There is this is a difficulty 3 roll, and there's a level 3 complication on it as well. Same as the one that you just did, but
Gotcha.
blew right past it.
If you guys don't mind me buying a little more, using some of our enhancement, I can push through the complication.
Do it.
Okay.
Good.
I will burn 2 more, and I will push past and get enough successes to get in there.
Okay, yeah, you get in there. You're able to, so you're just like examining like the facility.
I'm just
or whatnot.
around, like I'm in the
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, I mean, this is a military base that has a brig, or a military prison attached to it. There are plenty of soldiers around. Like he's not the only one currently incarcerated. No, I mean it is an FSA military base within like on the perimeter of the light zone.
Hmm.
You have any specific questions that you want to ask from that?
Yeah, let me do a quick check just on locational memory on sensor.
Damian is on his feet and pacing in the
Mhm.
interim.
Yeah, I'll say that like if you had the idea to like try and call or whatnot, you get like
Yeah.
this number has been blocked by FSA by the FSM military code authorization connection disallowed.
Okay, so I will see about for. You guys, guys, what do you want me to look for? I can only do so
Been-
much with my. I can smell, hear, taste, and stuff, but I can't touch shit. Obviously.
Been fucking officially blocked from contacting him by the FSA.
Can you tell anything about other security measures besides anti-clairsentience, such as anti-portals?
Oh, if there's dampening light from the spatial. Oh, actually, yeah. While I'm here, what's the spatial setup in here like? Is it hard to? Is it like?
Yeah.
There is a spatial dampening. You locate both like clairsentience and spatial dampening BioWare in effect.
Okay, yeah. They're basically this place is a pretty thick cell. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like me and Damian could just walk in here if we wanted to, but we'd be riddled with bullets. So we're
What's surveillance on the cell like?
yeah, I'll do a basic like
Yeah,
camera check,
there
guys.
are cameras focused on like each cell. It looks pretty standard.
I'll do a pretty crude. I'll just do a crude a crude sketch of like cells and like turns and where's a camera and stuff like that, and I'll pop out. Shit. Wonder what did he know he was oh.
Is there a way to tell what base it is?
I
Yeah,
can I know exactly where he is.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I know he's on the I can tell you the base, all of it. Like pull up the map of the world. It's like he is right here.
Yeah. I mean, you have a a remembered connection level that you could give to Damien if you wanted it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what could they have got? What would they have done that for? Punishment? Try to bring you in?
This is what happened. This is what I got. I'll show them the exact
Mm.
message that I got when I tried to reach out.
Yeah, I mean it's if anyone wants to do a little looking, it is like kind of just like a standard communications block of like this it's a thing that the FSA does when they put people in prison and like confiscate their communications devices. Just put it on lockdown.
Thinking about if there's anyone we can call that might
I
have
can-
any information.
Yeah, there might be. I just really don't want to make that call, but I might have to.
I mean, if you and I link up, don't I have a pretty long, well, I don't know if it's that long, attunement range.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what you can do with that.
Oh me? Oh, if I link up, you can hack any computer on the planet.
And try to at least find out, what he's in for and how serious the situation is. I could try.
Wish I thought of that while I was in there. Shit.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I could probably get. Can I get back in? I don't know. That was hard.
Give it a try.
Well, I know where it is, so it may not be as bad. And all right, let's link and let's just try. Let's go to a third. Look, let's go to a different location than our room for this, though, in case someone
Oh yes.
realizes we've
So,
done something I'm looking for.
While you guys are setting up and getting ready to do that, that is where we will end this particular chapter of Trinity Continuum and ASIYAH. We will most certainly pick back up at this tense interpersonal situation when we come back. But thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you out there for watching. If you'd like to support the show and the channel, you can go to patreon.com/simulacrastudios, become a patron, get access to our Discord, chat with us, baby roleplay with us, early access to casting calls, and all the other cool stuff that you can get on the Patreon. We will definitely see you guys next week with the continuing adventures of our freelance scions.